Sorry for this bad stream. Hopefully it get better. With 7 minutes on the clock, we have a few drivers that didn't post a time at the moment. So let's see what Greg, Lewis, Majestic, Josh and Ripley can do. And Snacks already retired his car.
Many remember Bahrain for the duel in the desert between Bayern Mercedes drivers Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg back in 2014. The two traded wins and passes for lap after lap in a thrilling race that set up a fierce three-year rivalry that would continue between them.
We got Bullet, Majestic and Exotic, and Bullet and Majestic can improve on that time. Oh, and the Bullet crashed his car and looks like that car has been retired from the session. So we have already two retired cars with the Bullet and Snacks or both retired. It's coming onto the straight. And what is the time that the patch is going to put on the board? And it's a 1:31. That puts him in 11th position and probably on the safe side. With Hishy on the outlap, Greg on the outlap, and Lewis, Josh and Ripley still in the pit with 5 minutes on the clock. We got Hishy and Greg both on the outlap. With Hishy is the first car who will go onto a flying lap. Let's follow Hishy on his flying lap. Can he improve on his 1:30.5? Again, sorry guys for the bad stream during this qualifying session. We have some difficulties and cannot do the stream that we wanted to do. AOR Surprise, thank you for the follow. Can Hishy improve on his time? He does, and that puts him in 11th position, and Greg will follow him quickly. And what can Greg do? And Greg puts him in 10th in a 1:29.9. In the danger zone at the moment is Bullet, Lewis, Josh and Ripley, with Bullet and Snacks can't improve. Third times because they retired. So Lewis on his flying lap. The sun god. So most drivers are on track, except for the top 5. Those drivers are safe, I think. So what can Lewis do on his flying lap? Is he retired? He thinks he's safe with his 130.0. Going into this tricky left-hander. He got lucky that he didn't invalidate his lap over there. Coming into the last corner in turn 14 and 15. Coming into the straight. With just putting the fastest time on the board with 128.3, and Lewis puts him in 4th position with a 129.2. Let's follow the bottom drivers with Ripley still in the pit, so I believe that he will start in last position. So can the Sun God, Mr. Colucci and Pajestic stay safe? And then retired. So the Sun God, what can he do? Can he improve on his time to put him safe and put Pajestic in the danger, in the retirement zone in this session? He's just more than a second faster than he was before, so that will put him in 10 probably. So can he keep that up until the last part? He keeps it clean, open DRS, and puts him in 3rd position. What a really nice lap from the Sun God, and Mr. Colucci invalidated his lap, which puts him out of this qualifying session and in P17. So for this qualifying session we will, following drivers will leave us: Majestic, Mr. Colucci, CSR Bullet, Snacks and Ripley, with just the fastest 128. So that was qualifying 1. So fastest in this session, Josh in a 128.3, followed by Adrian's in a 128.9. Leaving us are Majestic, Mr. Colucci, CSR Bullet, Snacks and Ripley. So who will make it to the top 10 qualifying to Q3? Let's see and wait. Let's hope on an exciting qualifying session.
Lewis Hamilton came third, against P4 25. 2010 endurance layout at P410, half a mile longer, makes it almost half a minute longer per lap. It's a current classic track.
Who will be the first driver to go out on track to put a time in? Let's
Incredibly,
wait
the
and
lap
see.
record here is still held by Edmund de la Rosa. It's the fastest time in McLaren back in 2005. Program record 1 minute 31 seconds. Those are repeat winners here in Bahrain. Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso.
So the first driver on track is Lewis, followed by exotic planes. So let's go on a lap on board when he goes on his flying lap. Very tricky part of the track where you can easily lose your car. I did that a few times in a no assist race on Tuesday. Parts of the track you can really easily lose your car. We going to on our second DRS straight. Already a lot of drivers on track. Looks like the half of the field is on track at the moment. Woo, and Lewis almost lost it over there. Lining his car up for his flying lap. So let's go on board for his flying lap. To DRS. Turn 1, followed by turn 2 and turn 3. Very nicely around that part of the track into the first DRS zone and then into this very technical part of the track. Two left right-handers going to in this very hard braking point where you have to really hit your apex and hit that outer curve. Again, another really hard braking point where you can really lose your car and lose a lot of time going into the second DRS straight. Straight is followed by a really long left-hander where you can win a lot of time when you have the right traction. Another right-hander just as long, lining your car up for the exit on this penultimate straight. And going into the last corners with turn 14 and 15 following up each other. And then opening your DRS. And that will bring Lewis with a 129.6. Ross is even quicker with a 129.3. Now the times are really dropping down. So we would be the first driver who drops the time under 128. And that will be deflated week. As he goes into the pit. And Platty is I'm really struggling on my first stream of the year, so it should be better in the next stream, so sorry guys. Down bend in this last part of his flying lap. And he loses it. Wow. Hopefully he has enough fuel to go right again, but luckily he's near the pit entry. So 1010 is coming onto the straight and puts in time on the board and it's 129.8. And that puts him for this time at P6. And smaller Smiley and 130.367. So Adrian is the last one at that moment on a flying lap. They didn't put a time on the board. Adrian puts himself in third position in a 129.1. With a Fabit Goat going into his flying lap. On his flying lap. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1, hopefully the car gets out of the way for another driver. So Vapid Code, a new driver in this league. Got a few new drivers. Very nice track. I really like this track. It's very quick, but also very technical at some parts. Let's look if I can. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better at the moment. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. So let me know if you can't hear me through the audio of the cars. Rapid Code puts himself in fourth position in a 129.9. Sorry. And Hissi is going for his first flying lap. So let's see what he can do in this tricky part. It's going downhill and then you have to brake very hard to this corner to hit your apex. Opening his DRS, lining his car up for this very long left-hander. And already lining his car up for the next right-hander. On this long straight without DRS, it's the only straight on track that doesn't have a DRS into turn 14 and 15. So what would the time be that Hischi is going to put on the board? And it's a 129.9, and that puts him in ninth place. So the Sun God at the moment on his flying lap keeps it within the lines. This last part of his lap. And what would the time be that the Sun God is putting on the board? And the Sun God puts a 129.2, and that puts him in 7th with, so that's so close between P2 and P7. I really expected this to be close, but this close I didn't expect. But let's hope that we will see some great racing. So John Pant and Josh are still in the pit without a time set. Can Exotic Planes improve on his previous time and get himself into Q3? Currently is in P12. Code retired his car. He thinks he cannot further improve on his lap time, or he thinks he's safe. But it's so close together that I almost won't take the gamble for it. So we got Hischi, Exotic, Smaller Smiley, and John Pant on track at the moment. And Exotic Planes improves in his time and puts him in first place at the moment in a 128.9, going 600ths of a second faster than the Flated Wii, who already retired his car. Platty is on track at the moment, but is slower than he was before. With the drivers out of the top 10, but Greg retired, and that will put him out of qualifying. But will he stay in 11th, or will he be demoted down the grid? And Adrian is going even farther in a 128.5. Looks like Josh is also on track at the moment, with John Pant currently on a flying lap. Both Haas drivers are at the moment in P12 and P13. Can they improve and get themselves into Q3? Josh retired his car in the pit. So the first driver who will set the time, and let's see if he can get into Q3. What can John Pan do? into the straight, opening his DRS, and John Pant is in 11th in a 129.4. So he didn't make it. So what can Hishi do? Hishi is 2/10 of a second faster than he was before. But he needs a little bit more to get into Q3. So let's see if he can get it in sector 2 and 3. And he's made up 3/10. Keep the car within the lines, so let's see coming into turn 14 what he can do. Can he keep the car on track? A lot of sparks are behind his car. And Hishi improves his time but not his position. So at the moment, there you have it. Out of qualifying, John Pant in 11th, Smaller Smiley P12, P13 Greg, P14 Hishi, and P15 Josh. So let's get ready to Q3 with Adrian's Exotic Planes, Deflated V, Platty, Mr. Wiggles, Lewis, Vapid Coat, Ross, and 1010 and the Sun God. So we will see Adrian's Exotic Planes, Deflated V, Platty, Mr. Wiggles, Lewis, Vapid Coat, Ross, 1010 and the Sun God in Q3. And we will be left by Jump Ant, Smaller Smiley, Greg, Hissy, and Josh. So the first driver who goes on track, let's see who will that be. Either a Mercedes or an Alpine, and it is an Alpine, and it's the Alpine of Mr. Wiggles. So Mr. Wiggles is the first one on track. F1 reunion, thank you for the follow. Let's see what Mr. Wiggles can do on his first flying lap. So all drivers are on track at the moment.
Today's race will see drivers complete over 57 laps, covering a distance just under 310 kilometers. To exit during the inaugural Bahrain.
So Mr. Wiggles is the first one on track to put a time on the board. There's a few drivers in front of him who I think there won't be a problem. Purple sector 2, of course. Let's see what the first time on the board will be. With Adrian's the last driver to go on a flying lap. So Mr. Wiggles is going to put a 1:28.694. That's very quick and almost 2/10 seconds slower than the fastest time in Q2. So what can the Sundar do on his first flying lap? Oh, and he lost his car. Took a lot of curb on that corner. And exotic planes also very quick in Q2. Can he copy that in Q3? Looks like he's lining his car up for a new flying lap because it doesn't look very quick at the moment. And puts a 1:36.7 on the board with Adrian's going fastest at the moment. And the top 3 predicted by Majestic is a very good prediction. Only P2 and P3 are switched. But again, all the drivers are so close together. It's very exciting this year in this league. Good evening, Demon Jonesy. Hope you're well. Hope you have an exciting race. Normally we have a 5-minute break after qualifying. We will have a reset of the stream in that moment. So we will be back before we go racing, but we have to restart the stream. So sorry for that, but that will be after qualifying, of course. So the first times are on the board, with drivers going back to the pit to get that last set of tires under their cars, so they can put in the last fastest lap they want. The drivers are are in a pit. Mr. Wiggles is going into pit with only Platty and Exotic Planes at the moment on track, with Exotic Planes improving on his time. So let's see if he can get himself further up front on the grid. And he lost a little bit of time in sector 2, so it doesn't look like he can improve, but you don't know what can happen in sector 3. Currently has a 129.3 on the board, but he going into the pit. And Bloody lost his car coming into the last straight. So I see a first driver back on track again. And it looks like it's the Sun God who is going to set the time in this last part of the qualifying. Warming up the tires. It's a very big difference between this and fast game. You really need to warm up your tires before you go onto your flying lap. Those tires are very cold, just like in real life, because the tire temperatures in the blankets are went to 70 degrees, I believe. So this first lap is very crucial to make the most of your tires in qualifying. So there are a few drivers looking for track position. With Sun God on his outlap. Hopefully the other drivers who go out at the moment won't be in the way for him on his flying lap. So let's follow him on this crucial lap for him. Really in the apex nice in turn 2. Line this car up for turn 4. A really great overtaking opportunity in the race. With the end of the DRS straight, going to really technical part where overtaking is nearly impossible. He has a car in front of him. Hopefully it won't hinder him on his lap. In the second DRS straight. Lining a car up for this two right-handers. Oh, and he lost his car over there and he invalidated this time. So can he harvest enough energy to get another lap in? Or will it be P10 for the Sun God? A few other drivers are on a hot lap at the moment. But there are a lot of championship contenders, I believe, in this tier. So I cannot predict who is the fastest and who will win the championship at the moment. So this could be a very exciting tier every Thursday. Vapid Coat in 7th position. Exotic Plains finished his lap and currently in P8 with a 129.3. Vapid Coat is almost 3/10 of a second faster than he was before. Can he get himself into the mix? A little bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 15. And he's in P7 with 128.9. So who is the next driver? I believe Platti is the next driver that comes over the line, but he invalidated his lap. And the Sun God will be in P10 for the starting of this Grand Prix. 10-10 coming over the line in a 128.8. And it puts him in 4th position, and Deflated Week comes in first in a 128.2. Adrian's in P2 with 128.3 and Mr. Wiggles in a 128.4. So great prediction, Majestic. Not in those same order, but you have a really great feeling about the drivers of this year. So there you have it for qualifying. And in pole position, Deflated Wee. Next to him will be Adrian's, Mr. Wiggles and Lewis in second row, 10-10 and Ross in row 3. Platti, Webcode 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 for Exotic Plains and the Sun God. We will have a short break in the stream to hopefully get the commentary back, and we will be back in hopefully 2-3 minutes.